Hey, what's up, everybody? It's rock and roll comedian Don Jameson, That Metal Show, Rockstrap, International Spy, and Master Chef. You are hanging out with the Hooligans, those YouTube guys.
This week on Hooligan Nation, we had so much fun last week, we decided to run it back with more transitions and transformations for the hottest band in the world. Stay tuned, because you got
nothing.
Two dudes.
Y'all sound so menacing.
Welcome to Hooligan Nation, a KISS-Centric Podcast, the podcast where the riffs are loud, but our opinions are louder. I'm Anthony.
I'm Black Diamond Dave.
I'm Deb.
You're looking at Rocco.
No, I'm looking at Deb.
Deb.
What's up, Hooligans, and welcome to episode number 93. This week we discuss KISS, When in Flux, what worked and what didn't. But before that, we have news, music we're listening to, and the Hooligan Nation weekly poll. News. Deb.
Okay.
We need your book report on the Journey show.
It was phenomenal. Great show. They played a really long set. Some huge surprises in there. They went all the way back to the first song ever written as a band, pre-Steve Perry days, of a Lifetime, which is one of my favorite songs. So I was really surprised to see them play that. It was not on the set list that had been released previously, but it was absolutely phenomenal. Arnell is a joy to see perform. His voice was wavering by the end, but he sounded fantastic during all of the big hits. Drummer Dean Castronova, did I say that right? He sang some of the songs. Jonathan Cain sang some. Not quite a sold out show, but just fantastic performance all in all. Had a great time. Looking forward to seeing them again in Wilkes-Barre in November.
Dang, you're going again? Look at you.
I am,
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You ready with that bleep button?
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
Steve Lukather confirms archival Van Halen album features fucking finished tracks with Ed now. Toto guitarist Steve Lukather has offered some clarity on his in-progress recording project with Alex Van Halen, confirming that it will feature substantial archival work from Eddie Van Halen and none of his own playing. That's pretty exciting to me because I was kind of worried when they called him on that he was going to do a bunch of Eddie parts.
Yeah, he's got so much respect for Eddie. It's not even funny.
No, he's got the chops, but brother, you want the Eddie stuff, and that's what
he wants it too. He wants to pay homage to Eddie.
100%. He says, "I'm telling you, this is not throwaway shit. When I heard them, I said to Al, how fucking come you didn't use these?" And the answer was because nobody could write to it. So I'm reading this article going, holy shit, what are we about to get from Eddie?
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, I'm really excited
Mm-hmm.
for this release. I'm not going to read the whole article. If you want to, it's on Ultimate Classic Rock.com. I'm super pumped we're going to get anything from Eddie Van Halen at this point. Yeah. So looking forward to it.
I don't think awesome. That's a done deal personally, but
what do you mean?
I just don't know if you're
like Alex is going to play ball, not going to want to play ball at the end, or
well, I think I'm trying to be fair and kind. I think Alex is the conservative one.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you read down in that article really far down, like they talk about lead singers. Number one, there's 2 lead singers out there. There's actually 3 out there that are all Van Halen lead singers.
Sharon.
Yeah, I would count him. Okay. I mean, he did an album. But you got DLR and you got Sammy. And, like, again, this goes back to what we talked about on the Wednesday episode about, burying the hatchets and these bands can't do it. Like, you're going to go find, they tried to get Paul Rogers. And Paul Rogers straight out told him, "Hey, I can't do it anymore."
You don't think they would ask Wolfie?
That would rule, Deb.
Yeah, you know what?
That would be great.
That would rule.
I mean,
that's
listen,
a great idea.
You want to lay it all out there and pay homage to Eddie? That is the way to fucking go.
Yeah,
Hey,
and you know what? It's something
I didn't even think of that.
and
Holy
that's something
shit, that would rule.
and he could do it, and it wouldn't interfere with anything he does and
Right.
what he wants to do.
Right. And he's somewhere along the lines, he's got to have some rights to that too.
Because
If
it's
anybody
new
was going
stuff,
to,
yeah.
Good
Oh,
take.
Deb,
Yeah.
you just fixed it all, dude. Holy crap.
That's what Mike
yeah,
did.
I would say the same thing. She fixed it all, but I would think that Alex went there first.
Yeah, there's probably
You
still a
would-
part of Wolf that's just not ready to do that, man.
That's
Yeah.
it could be.
listen, we can hope. We can
Yeah.
hope.
Definitely hope, but no pressure.
I
Yeah.
don't really want to hear a quote unquote Van Halen song with some dude singing it.
No,
Either-
it's got to be one of the guys, or it's got to be Wolf.
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
going to be. That's what I'm saying.
I agree,
because
yeah.
they would have started there.
Mm.
Like at some point it was a really long article, but at some
That's
point
why I didn't read it.
the interviewer brought up Robert Plant and
No, please, no.
and Alex said something like, well, he's on tour this year, so that isn't going to work out. But one phone call to Sammy, it'd be a hard phone call, but one phone call to Sammy and Sammy's on a plane.
Yeah, but there's
Don't
some
I agree with
bad-
that.
But there's some bad blood with him and Alex for some reason.
Okay, then
But if
make the
Alex
phone
was the bigger
call.
man, Sammy's over it.
Yeah, but Alex isn't the bigger man. It would have happened already.
Sammy
Fair.
is 100% over it, dude. Like
Yeah.
at least publicly.
Sammy was acting like a little puppy dog at first.
Yeah.
With it.
When Eddie passed,
Well, no, I mean with Alex, like I don't understand why he doesn't want to talk to me. Like Alex got some kind of yeah, he's definitely got something against Sammy.
Man, they all just need to grow up and get over it.
That's I
It's-
mean,
and
music,
taking
man,
us
the
right back to the
music.
whole KISS conversation
Absolutely.
earlier.
if you really want to celebrate Eddie Van Halen's life,
And legacy.
you should do it with a Van Halen singer.
And
Yeah.
preferably a good Van Halen singer. All right, my news is about Bret Michaels. The title of it is "Situation Just Got Worse." I listened to it off of the Rock Feed podcast. Great American Freedom State Fair in Washington, D.C. Bret facing backlash from fans for backing out of a scheduled performance to celebrate America's 250th anniversary. 3 reasons he decided not to go. 1, said the event is too divisive. 2, he and his team received threats. And 3, he's the son of a veteran and didn't want to be part of the chaos. Bret released a long statement that I'll summarize. If you go to Rock Feed podcast, you can hear the whole thing. Well, they made a statement. It's not him talking, but he may put a statement on there, and you can hear it in its entirety. So this is from Bret. Hello to all my awesome friends and fans. I wanted to jump on here real quick and talk about the upcoming Freedom 250 event. The main focus of the message is that he has always viewed what he does is all about positive vibes and bringing people together through music. My shows have never been about politics. They're about giving people a place to come together, have a great time, and forget about life stresses for a while. Like he said, he wanted to put a quick thought out there. There's a lot of thoughts that he puts, but to summarize the whole thing, he's all about veterans and positive vibes, and it's going to get into areas that he doesn't want to go.
And it's bad business.
Oh, it's definitely bad business.
that's a hard spot to be
But-
in.
And that's
Yeah,
a spot.
but it's hitting them either way. Yeah, I'm saying it is
Such
bad
a
spot to be in.
shame. It is such a shame that we have gone down that road when we should be celebrating this country and not letting it be about partisan bullshit.
Absolutely.
Hell
and
yeah,
I
'cause 50
respect
years
him.
ago, look at how big
Yeah.
it was and how people celebrated it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really sad that
Absolutely.
that's what we're at, where we're at now.
And
We're going backwards.
And what makes
Yeah.
it even sadder is I just don't feel like I can blame Bret Michaels for it.
Hell no.
Any of the
I
things
would
that he
want out of it
said,
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Or-
respect the hell out of him for the statement he made because I think it's as true to his character as it can be.
My news comes from Blabbermouth. It is Stryper has returned with a powerful new single. The single's name is I'm Alright, I'm Okay, reaffirming why they remain one of the most influential and enduring bands in Christian metal. Decades into their career, the band continues to balance their unmistakable message with a sound that is every bit as commanding, melodic, and relevant as ever. On the new single, Stryper frontman Michael Sweet comments, "This one is for the old school metalheads. It's a little 1985 mixed with a little 1991 with a little 2026 Stryper sprinkled on top. It has all the qualities that you've come to expect from Stryper. Anybody heard this single yet?
No.
No.
He's not lying. He is absolutely not lying.
What's the name of the single?
I'm all right. I'm okay. Or I'm all right. Okay. It is a trip back to 1986, but it's not a trip that's too far back. Like it's true. You hear some 2026. It is a heavy drum guitar. I thought the guitar solo was great in the song, and Michael Sweet sounds like 1986, 1987 Michael Sweet. Like
I love that.
I liked their last album, When We Were Kings. So it's not shocking that I love the new single. And I got one more thing for you guys for this, because I didn't know this. Father Rocco, I will ask you this question. Thank you. It's funny. It all goes together. Do you know where the band's name, Stryper, comes from?
No, and I've always wondered.
Well, you have not read your Bible enough, apparently. Isaiah 53:5, which states, "But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities, and the chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed."
I got a question about that.
Oh, I might not be the guy to answer the question.
No,
but
they in the 80s weren't when they had the yellow and black and they first came out, weren't they handing out that passage?
Well, they were handing out little Bibles because one hit me in the forehead.
No, but that made me think of that. I think that was it. That sounds like, from what I remember, I think that passage was in that.
Yeah, I have one. Now that you mentioned it, I have one.
You have a Stryper Bible, right on.
I do.
Jesus Christ!
Look for that passage.
Anything you don't
Look for that
have,
passage.
Dude, she's badass. I told her that
plenty
earlier.
that I don't have.
you got double D's.
Okay,
And a
I'm
Stryper
not
Bible.
agreeing to that.
You got double D's and a Stryper Bible.
I'm
She
sorry,
is the
wife.
best of both worlds.
You get the best of both worlds.
Music we're listening to. We'll start off with our YouTubers. At Mark Clower 2274 is listening to David Coverdale, Into the Light. At Tom's 4442 is listening to Iron Butterfly and the Rock and Roll Over remix by Frankenstein. And I agree with him. It is worth a listen, and that's for sure. The Frankenstein remix of Rock and Roll Over is one of his newest ones.
It's really good.
Sylvia BF9IJ, number one. Sylvia, thank you for being super active. And
awesome.
She's listening to new Peter Gabriel song, Won't Stand Down, and some Frehley's Comet demos from 1984. At Brad Baird 6526 is listening to Lynch Mob, It's Not Love, live. He doesn't say which album it comes from, but it's on their new live album, The Final Ride, and it's really good. And for Black Diamond Dave, Brad Baird is listening to Johnny Paycheck and Jamie Johnson.
Hell yeah. Good stuff.
On Facebook, Anthony Stockham is listening to Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood. And I am listening to Robbie Vegas, who was introduced to me by Joey Casada at HorrorCon. And I like it. It's really good. It's almost the same definition of what Stryper was for me. It sounds a lot like 1986 to 1988, but it also sounds a lot like today. And I actually kind of like, I guess, when music does that. And Robbie Vegas also has a podcast. It is the Robbie Vegas Podcast. In case anybody hasn't checked that out yet, check it out. It's interesting, and he's got a wide range of things. Who's next?
I'll go because it's kind of a continuation from where you went. So we both, again, my music I'm listening to is Robbie Vegas.
Nice.
We met him again. We met him at HorrorCon with Joey Casada. I spoke with him for like 45 minutes. He's a podcaster. He's also a professional wrestler, independent contractor. He's wrestled in WWE. He's wrestled in a bunch of different places. He's a super cool dude. The songs that I like from him, Break Free, it's super cool and aggressive groove to it. And it also features Roxy from Vixen, both the songs that I listen to. Nothing to Lose is another good one of his.
So I have been listening to, so we talked a little bit about Stevie Ray Vaughan last week, and I posted a meme of my name means the bee, and I feel very connected to that for a lot of reasons. And a friend sent me a song called Honeybee by Stevie Ray Vaughan, and it's a very cool song. It's got a great groove, and it just kind of it's very evocative of like a smoky blues club where the liquor is flowing, and
Nice.
the chicks' hips are flowing right along with the liquor, and I just really loved it, and it kind of just had a really good feel for me.
So I was feeling a little over the top this week. 1977's "Bat Out of Hell."
Oh, and Meatloaf would fall right in with the stuff that my dad loved. Nazareth,
perfect albums.
Yes,
that's one you can put on start to finish. Bat Out of Hell, you took the words right out of my mouth. Heaven Can Wait, all revved up with no place to go. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Paradise by the Dashboard Light, and For Crying Out Loud.
Great album.
Fantastic.
And Bruce Kulick played with him.
He did. To wrap it up, is there anything cooler than the van back in the 70s painted with that album cover? Because I don't think there is.
Yes. The Kiss van and the Star Wars van.
I'll give you the Kiss van.
The Star Wars van was badass, man.
Dave, you did it to me again. I'm going to be wearing this freaking album out all week now.
So good, brother. I've been listening all week. It really is
a good album. Great choice.
I don't think I've ever listened to that whole album.
Oh, that's a sin.
Wow.
Seriously, I don't. Like I've
not
listened
a bad song on it.
There's not a bad song. Yeah.
I've listened to all the hit songs that I've heard a million times. And
Crying Out Loud is one of the best songs, and you don't hear that enough. That's underrated song.
Really is.
There was a really odd character too.
Meatloaf. He was different, man.
Yes, he was.
It's unfortunate that his career took the twists and the turns that it did, and he died way too early.
Really did.
Sorry, I fell over.
Father Rocco, do you know what time it is?
I do believe it's poll time.
So much dancing you can do is late.
So good. Hooligans, it's poll time. Our weekly polls can be found on our community tab and on our Facebook group. The poll question this week was, which KISS replacement member had the most impact? Your choices were Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer, Vinnie Vincent, Bruce Kulick, or Eric Carr. I put Eric and Tommy Thayer together because I had to. Father Rocco.
Right. I'm getting so much hate no matter what I pick.
The most impact.
That's what I said.
So I'm going to look at it like if you take this person out, they may not make it. It's not my favorite member by a long shot, but I hate to even say it. It's got to be Vinnie. Bruce is my guy, and Eric Carr is my guy.
Yeah, but it's not a popularity contest.
It's not a popular. I think Vinnie. I don't know if they get over the hump without Vinnie for that time that he spent with them there.
Okay.
Out of those choices, I'm going to say Vinnie.
Black Diamond Dave.
I'm gonna go Eric Carr just because the drum sound changes so much on the records he does.
I can't agree. I can't disagree.
Yeah,
that's an impact.
Honestly, and I'm gonna stutter my way through this as I do my name, because I think that's a toss up. I think the drum sound
Wait, stop. You know what the cool thing about this podcast, the four of us, and this great question that somebody came up with.
This is a good one.
It is definitely a good one.
You said it's a toss-up, and I can't figure out who's the toss-up between. And I think that says a lot about like all of those things.
Yeah.
Like anybody that comes across us and says, who the hell would do a KISS podcast and why? These questions
Mm-hmm.
are the reason why I don't know. I mean, my process of elimination is Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer is out. And after that,
Wide
which
open.
two out of the three of them you're picking?
Yeah.
I couldn't argue any of it.
I could make an argument for all four choices,
Right,
honestly.
yeah.
But if I had to go with my gut, I would go Vinny for the same reason. Is that I think, taking off the makeup really reinvented them as a completely different band, and the songwriting on Lick It Up, that was a make or break moment. Absolutely. And that's all Vinny. That so but when Peter left, as I said, when I saw them for the first time on that Dynasty tour, I thought that was the band I was going to see for the rest of my life. When I saw Kiss live, it was going to be those four. And then hearing that Peter was leaving, my heart literally broke. I thought I only get to see them once. This band that I love so much is going to go away, and that's going to be the end of it. And then you found out that, they got a replacement person and he was going to have his own character. And okay, cautiously optimistic. What's this guy going to be? What's the sound going to be? And I was still really young, so I didn't appreciate just how dynamic that change was going to be. And then to see him behind that tank drum set and to hear the sound in a smaller stadium that was at best half full. And he was so good. So good. But I think I have to go Vinny.
And now, after listening to you say all that stuff, like the entire time you're talking like that, I'm thinking, what glue kept them together in the '80s more than Bruce?
Right.
Yeah.
Because Bruce came in and he was level and he was, he didn't even care about having a piece of the pie. He just wanted
Took
to
his
be
ego
the
to
glue.
the side. Yes, he was the glue because he was. Yeah.
And then they bring back, Ace and Peter basically, they phoned it in. And the band had to make yet another decision. Do we throw it all away? Do we try to reinvent it without makeup again? No, the fans want the makeup. And these two guys came in and then we had another 20 plus years. How do you say any one of them had more impact than any other?
What a great poll question. Makes your head spin.
Yeah.
Well, my answer for your last part of that is I think it's on top. And that's kind of how I looked at this. And that's why I got rid of Eric and Tommy off the top, because like it's hard I'll say it again, it's hard to save a band that's on the top. And they were around the top at that time.
You mean at the reunion tour time?
At the end, whatever they called their first final tour.
Yeah.
But at that time, they were on the top, and I just think it's hard to save a band that's on the top like that. Vinny,
maybe save, not using the word stability is the word for them.
Yeah.
But I would 100% give them stability. I'm not trying to take anything away from them.
Yeah.
No, but it's a different context.
I appreciate the fact that in 2026, we're going to see KISS again.
Absolutely.
They have to be thanked for that. 100%. I've always said that. The other three guys, there's arguments for all three of them.
Yeah.
I voted for Bruce, and I voted for Bruce because of the length of the stability.
Yeah. He is the heart.
And right, and all of those things, and I think proof of that is
why he's
today.
So beloved. That's another reason why he's so
But
beloved.
proof of that is today. I mean, the guy's been out of the band way longer than he was in the band, and he still goes out there and promotes the band.
Yeah.
And he's a good soldier that hasn't been in uniform in years and years and years and doesn't get the paycheck.
Right.
But he gets the love from us.
Yeah.
But he does it because that's what he wants to do and feels like he should do. That's the only benefit. I mean, he doesn't strike me, and what do I know, but he doesn't strike me as a guy that says, "Oh my God, I got 1 million fans. Let me get to 1.5 million fans." I don't think he doesn't care,
Right.
but I think if the fans all went away tomorrow, I don't think Bruce Kulick would need. I don't think he
No.
needs what other members of the band need.
No, but
Yeah, next to the word humble in the dictionary is a picture
Yes,
of Bruce Kulick.
absolutely. But I also think that as time goes on, the more you hear interviews with him, like I think he kind of digs the fact that he's the torchbearer for that era. Like
Yes.
I think he kind of digs the fact that Gene and Paul kind of ignore it, and he's like, "That's my shit."
Yeah.
Yes.
And it 100% is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now the harder question is, who do you think the Hooligans voted for?
Oh wow.
Or the Hooligan voted for?
Eric Carr.
Eric Carr.
Yeah, I think he's the sentimental favorite.
Oh, I think that's very obvious.
Yeah.
Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer came out with 1%. Vinnie Vincent came out with 12%.
Wow.
Bruce Kulick came out with 25%, and Eric Carr came out with 62%.
Holy moly.
We know our Hooligan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm surprised about Vinny though. I thought Vinny was going to be a little higher than that.
I am too.
No.
I'm really surprised, actually.
In the totality of the situation, he's dug a hole so deep.
He's the opposite of Bruce. He's on the other side of that fence. You know, Bruce was very happy to take his back seat, and now that people are starting to look at that legacy, he can say, that's my shit. Whereas Vinny went away for so long and now is trying so hard to reclaim something, and that he's become like the punchline of a really bad joke. And as a result, his legacy is like, it's just washed away in this joke era. And it's a shame because he has a lot to be proud of for his time in KISS.
But when you put, I was just going to say, when you put us core KISS fans against a wall, and we have to be real about it, the impact that he had is undeniable.
Yeah.
But to me, the answer to this question from the Hooligan proves a very important point that is always made in football, right? You root for the decal on the helmet, not on the name on the back. At the end of the day, the fans are going to choose the logo KISS over any certain member. And I think that proves it, because I think Vinny should have been with a lot more votes, but he dug that hole. Thank you to all the Hooligans that voted. A new poll is up right now, so please, please, please vote. It is your right and your responsibility. Hey, real quickly, I want to do a shout out loud to the legend that is Joey Casada.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Joe,
thank you for everything.
We
Joey.
love you.
And Lee of the #1 podcast Rock City, and
Joe's
Joe's
awesome.
Wife, Karen.
You guys are awesome.
Really we met them at the HorrorCon on Saturday. I would like to sincerely thank them for treating us like we were family.
Absolutely.
I also want to thank Joey Casada for graciously donating a autographed copy of his KISS Drummers book, which we will be giving away this month. And since every single time I see or talk to Joey, he seems to go out of his way to make everything as easy and simple as possible, we are going to pay that forward and make things easy for our Hooligan. So starting with this episode, all you have to do to be entered into the giveaway is drop a comment in either music we're listening to Monday or our question of the week. And we will go till the end of June. Good luck to everybody.
I got one more thing.
Better get social.
One more thing about Joey. Hooligan, if you guys are wrestling fans, he is writing a really thorough wrestling book, and it's almost done as far as production and stuff. It's going to be out soon. We'll definitely let you know when that comes out too.
And finally, oh boy, our main topic, KISS Transitions and Transformations, Part 2. We're going to start with everybody's favorite transition, music from the Elder.
I love it.
I've become a fan as the years go on, the more I listen to it, to be honest.
Yeah, I like
I loved it from the beginning, but I'm an unapologetic lover of just about everything Kiss does. So
Deb, how you feel about Just a Boy?
I actually liked it. I mean, that's I think where it goes in reverse. Like as I've grown older and listened to it, I think the falsetto is perhaps a little too much.
Yeah, the falsetto.
The falsetto.
The falsetto.
But I really liked the album. I've read a lot about it in recent years, and I know it was not arranged the way they originally wanted it to. The storytelling is far from perfect or in the order they thought it was going to be. The original plan was to make it into like a rock opera, which of course never quite materialized. But I really enjoyed it. I do. I enjoy it to this day, including Just a Boy. Even though the vocals are not the best. I know. Shake your head at me. I know.
Very different. You like what you like.
Right.
I figured there was at least one out there. I have now met that one.
I have always said, when we reviewed the album, I hadn't listened to it, and it was one of the Kiss albums I'd never listened to, and
Never?
I'd never listened to it. It was like, and actually, honestly, because his brother said it sucked, so I never listened to it when I was a kid.
I was gonna say, Deb, you got to understand, it's a wacky dynamic.
Yeah.
His brother was a big influence on us.
Yeah, especially when it came to like music, and he's right. I think I was an adult before I listened to The Elder, because it was like it was almost like if I went and bought it, I wouldn't be allowed to walk in the room with it.
Yeah,
gotcha. I mean, I was like a very young teenage girl when it came out, and I was still like in the Paul Stanley swoon factor. So I don't know. He could have, been singing Barney songs, and I probably would have loved it. So
he was being super emotional on that record.
But
yes,
made you swoon. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Basically, what I was saying is I hadn't listened to it when I wanted to have fresh ears when we listened to do the review.
Yeah.
And you can ask him. I was actually really surprised because every single song, I was like, there's some good shit there, but why'd they go there? Yeah. Every song I was kind of like doing that. I'm like, that's like The Oath. I liked a lot of The Oath.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
I loved I.
I love the lyrics for I. The lyrics are fantastic for I. But so and then he gets sick. He knows where I'm going to go with this. He gets tired of me even saying it. I guarantee you, if you made The Wall out of it, you take Joey Casada's book and you listen to it and you make it into a movie, I think it would be a great movie.
Yeah, I always said that's what I think they intended. I think they were between The Wall and the Who, Tommy, and I really think like Pinball Wizard. Like I think that's what they were going for. I think that was meant to be their concept album. They were hoping to do something along those lines, and it just never quite got there. Right. And the fans were not ready for it. They never embraced it the way they thought they would. I think again their egos got the better of them, like with the solo albums, and
impress critics too. They wanted to impress critics.
Yeah, and they wanted to be taken seriously as musicians, and it just fell flat. And going back to what in talking about music that we're listening to, I wonder what my father would have thought of it, because it did have that orchestration that my father loves so much in music. I don't know. He never listened to it with me, but I do wonder what he would have thought of it if he had.
I would find that shocking if that allowed them or got them many fans.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. It just wasn't what their fans wanted to hear. And now the diehards will listen to it and appreciate it.
I agree with almost everything Father Rocco said. I mean, it's probably, it's one of my least favorite albums. It's got a couple good songs on it. Dark Light is the best song on it, if you ask me. But, it was the wrong time, I think, pretty much to do that. It was a transitional time without Peter. And the person I feel sorry for the most is Eric Carr.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because we did touch on that last week, and I had completely forgotten that he even played on that. And I think part of that is the album cover. You know, the first cover I remember him being on was Creatures. The first tour, because they didn't tour with the Elder, at least not in the States, was the Creatures of the Night. So I completely forgotten he was even part of that project.
Yeah, that was his introduction.
Yeah. I'm sure that he would be very pleased to know that. I'm sure of it.
Absolutely.
You're probably right.
Ain't nobody taking credit for being on that. That Gene and Paul don't even take credit for that. Bob Ezrin doesn't take credit for that.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, on the cruise,
that's the bastard record.
When they played Eye on the Cruise, that place erupted.
I believe it.
All right, next. Ace Frehley leaving.
This is a misstep. Oh, that's the soul of the band leaving.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think they knew that at the time.
No, they didn't appreciate it like they did by the time the reunion came around.
They know it was going to hurt.
Or the farewell.
Not to the level it did. Because I know they sweat him. They definitely didn't. Ultimately, they did not want him to leave the band.
No, they begged him to stay.
Yeah.
It was him. It was him, which kind of, you know, Ace said this 100 times. It's funny to look at this. You have the Elder, Ace Frehley leaving, and Creatures of the Night all put in a nice little package.
Yeah.
And they're all kind of intertwined in a way.
Yeah, and if you flip him, he wasn't going to leave.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, I don't think if you flip him, when you get to the Elder, I think it's still a problem with Ace.
Yeah.
But you know, who knows? It would have been might have been different. Let's say. I don't know. It's a very interesting time, especially when Creatures of the Night is such a great album.
Yeah.
I've always wondered how much better would it have been with Ace on it.
It's an interesting question because, I mean, one of the things that gets praised an awful lot is what Vinnie did. So, like, it's not like Ace is going to write what Vinnie did. So,
right, and I do wonder that, like, when they took the makeup off and Lick It Up came out, would Ace still being there would it have had the same impact?
It would have been a different album, but and at the same time you got Eric Carr, so you still have those thunderous drums.
Yeah.
You talking about the visual impact?
No, I'm talking about sound.
No, because Vinnie was nothing to look at. That was
well, that's what I'm saying is like that was kind of a joke on MTV because it was really unmasking two guys because at that time, the other two guys were they were just there.
No, it has nothing to do with the visual of that. It was just, you know, what the sound that Vinnie created for them and the songwriting that made them a different band.
Yeah,
you know, their unmasked years was a totally different sound.
But the other thing is too how with Eric's impact on that album was so huge that if you didn't have Vinnie do what he did, and you still had Ace, and you still had that, like, they were hungry there. They were hungry for that. So now you're adding Eric's drums, and you have Ace's. It's still going to be a killer freaking album in my opinion.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to wonder. What would that have sounded like?
The combination of Ace and Eric playing together.
Yeah. With minus Vinnie's songwriting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I got so many things running through my head. Like I could just go on for days. A lot of that dream world stuff.
Yeah, the what ifs.
Like gets me. Like, you know, what if Ace doesn't leave? Period.
Yeah.
Like, does Into the Night become a Kiss song?
Ooh.
What does it sound like if it becomes a Kiss song? Does it sound like that version? Does it not? I mean, it's endless. You can endlessly do that.
If Ace is still there, Sword and Stone becomes a single.
And it should have been.
It should have been.
Definitely should have been.
Yeah.
There's the real big question to ask somebody.
And the reality is that Vinnie wrote for the band even when he wasn't playing for the band. So maybe he would have still written the songs. They just would have been played by Ace.
That's interesting. That's
definitely
interesting. Yeah.
Well, there's an interesting take that not even I ever thought about. Which rolls right into our next one. Vinnie Vincent.
The enigma. The enigma.
Yeah.
You want to start with the good or you want to start with the bad? I mean,
the one thing I'll say is that, again, no matter how many crappy things Vinny has done, no matter how much of a crazy person he is, whatever, but he at least he did a few things that are legendary, and nobody could take that away from him.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wants to take it away from him.
I really don't want to. I want him to stop taking it from himself.
Right.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Really good point.
He's just a wild card, and he just can't get out of his own way to allow his legacy to remain intact without becoming a punchline. And it makes me sad.
Yeah.
Ankh Warrior ruled, dude. He was cool. Makeup was cool. His playing was awesome. It's honestly really sad what his reputation is.
The good and the bad. You had to take the good and the bad with Vinny.
Yeah, you did.
And when you couldn't take any more of the bad, you had to give up the good. Like, it's as easy as that. That's everybody gives Vinny a lot of credit, and I'm sure he deserves plenty of it.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to ask yourself, if he was that important, wouldn't Paul and Gene have bent to him a little more?
Ace and Peter were pretty damn important. They didn't and don't bend.
Dealing with that, right?
Right. They had the strength. They had the strength in their drive, their commitment. I mean, they had the strength in what they believed in.
So as much as I think Vinny's a genius, I've always said Vinny needs to be supervised and babysat.
Yeah.
And I think Paul and Gene and the producer did that.
I often wonder sometimes when we talk about Vinny, I'm like, I think most people who are level-headed have the ability to self-reflect and say, look at themselves in the mirror and say, do better. I don't think Vinny's ever had a day where he's done that.
Well, I can agree with that.
And it's a shame because most people, if you want to get ahead, you want to be successful in any aspect of life, you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, and be real,
Yeah.
And you also
have
very,
very thin line between brilliance and insanity. Always has been.
And you always have to ask yourself, is that really the way Vinny thinks, or is this all an act?
Oh no, it's the way he thinks.
Not that the act would make any sense, but like I just wonder. Vinny is exactly what we call him. He's an enigma.
Yeah.
That is an answer that is just never going to get answered. Nobody knows. I don't even know that Vinny knows. I do know that our next topic is taking the makeup off. That was a big transition, I would say. And I think it turned into a hell of a transformation, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they had a choice at that time?
I don't think so. I think it was time. It was time.
I think the media at that point had changed so much. Like, you think about the way the paparazzi is now. What they were able to do in the 70s, the press knew who they were. They went out and about. The press knew. They allowed them to do the whole menu in front of their face and let them get away with it. Be the mass bandits for that time frame. That would never happen now.
No way. No chance.
That would never happen. So they had to out themselves before they were outed. So I mean they controlled that dialogue. And it was time.
I think I think you're right with that. Is that probably played into it? We should take the makeup off before somebody prints a picture of us without the makeup on. I've always said this. I give Gene Simmons the utmost credit for agreeing to do that because it had to be the hardest. And I understand that it comes at a time when Gene wanted to do movies and do that kind of stuff. So I get that part of it. But boy, you talk about putting a fish in the desert.
Aching and afraid.
And it took him a few years.
Yeah.
To figure it out, but yeah, man, if The night they took the makeup off, he did not look uncomfortable.
Well, I think out of all of them, it's obvious that he needed the makeup more than anything, more than any of them. more than any of them. You know what I mean? Like,
well, he needed the character.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. He needed that whole persona.
And if you think about it,
was more than anybody in the band.
Paul's character, the character was the same, whether he was in makeup or not.
Right. Yeah. It was the weirdest thing in the world to see Gene try to be menacing without the makeup.
Yes.
Or be menacing wearing the man dress and rouge.
Yeah.
The 1985 was an identity crisis for Gene Simmons.
He's got all these moves that he's done for years, and he can't do some of them anymore because it doesn't fit.
Yet he still did. It was so weird.
You cannot be doing the dragon walk across the stage when you're dressed like Mrs. Doubtfire. It just doesn't work as well.
Work. No, it doesn't work.
Oh my God. That's
next. A transformation, Mark St. John. This should be short.
Yeah.
There's not really much to say.
He just never quite fit.
I think he was a panic move.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
It was a and I don't know why they were panicked, but it was a panic move.
Looked like a panic move, acted like a panic move. I mean, my heart breaks for him. It really does. But he just never quite fit.
Well, I don't think that's saying anything against him at all. I thought he was a great guitar player.
Sure. Yeah.
From what I heard, he just didn't fit.
I got a question. I got a question that I'm not sure of. Like, was the relationship with Paul and Gene and Bob Kulick so skewed that there was no shot of him taking that spot before Mark St. John?
I think it was more a look thing. I think he just didn't fit their look.
Yeah. Again, Deb,
makes sense.
It makes all the sense in the world. If you tell Bruce Kulick, don't cut your hair, what are you going to tell Bob Kulick?
Yeah.
Put a wig on.
Buy a wig, yeah.
Well, I think
because there was no problem with him touring with Paul, looking the way he did,
and that was after that.
Yeah. So I think it was an aesthetic thing. They were all into the long hair, and then they were wearing I remember Mark having that zebra headband. I just think Bob didn't fit the look, and he's a brilliant guitarist.
Yeah. It's an interesting dynamic because he kind of was always the guy around.
Yeah, he was their studio musician all the time when they needed somebody to fill in for that, but he just didn't fit the touring look.
Hey, remember how much KISS fans went crazy when Eric Singer had blonde hair?
Yes.
I remember that. I mean, they were going wild at the time because he was the first blonde-haired KISS member.
Yeah.
So.
What a ridiculous thing to focus on.
I can see it being important in the 70s when they were in makeup.
Stood out.
Yeah.
I just don't think it was probably that important in 1983, 84, 85. I mean, all of those years were transition years for KISS.
Yeah.
I think that's a great question, though. Like, if that's the reason why, but this always comes up. I always think to myself, like, do Gene and Paul look at each other and go, why didn't we just go with Bruce Kulick from the start? And I think the same could be said for Bob. Like, did they ever look at each other after Vinnie and after Mark St. John? Like, did they ever look at each other and go, why didn't we just call Bob? What? We should have just asked him if he would wear a wig.
Yeah.
Just anything like that. Like, these are the things. This is what drives me crazy. Is these are the things that people don't ask.
Well, it's funny. It's funny too because it was obvious that Bob Kulick's guitar playing fit the band.
Oh, absolutely.
Next up, Bruce Kulick.
Mm-hmm.
My God, it looks so bad for Paul and Gene when you look at this on a list and you see Vinnie, Mark St. John, and Bruce Kulick. Why did it take that long to get it right?
Yeah. 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 And I don't know that anybody knows the answer to that question. I mean, Bruce was a perfect fit at the time.
Perfect fit's a
And
great way to say it because I mean you needed a guy without an ego that could just kind of like fall in line, do what he needed to
yeah.
do. They needed that.
Do you think they
Yeah.
were looking for a
Stability.
guy with balls and Bruce didn't push his way into the situation? And maybe that's why they were hesitant because they were used to a guy that walked in and stepped in front of another guy and played. And that's how they found Ace
Yeah, but I think that they were looking for the They were looking for a guy
Yeah.
like Bruce who could
at the
just
time.
somebody who's
Yeah, I was gonna say
talented.
that.
Yeah.
Where which time are we talking about? If I was Paul and Gene when they brought Bruce in to start the Animalized tour, I would be half beaten down. I mean, you're in serious trouble
Yeah.
You've
with
gone
the
through two guys.
fans.
Looking for replacement guitarist number 3.
Right.
Well, and they were
you know, you got to include Peter like 79, 82, 84, 85. Like these people are probably I mean, I was a kid and I came into the band when Vinnie was in, but I can't say that like it was a big deal. Mark St. John, I might have saw one picture of him, and I listened to the Animalize album, so there's no attachment there in any way. But for the
Right.
people that were older, they had to be getting tired of it.
the only thing I remember about Mark St. John is the video and him in the video.
Yeah.
Heaven's on Fire.
Yeah, and he looked out of place in the video.
He did.
Yeah. So he just never quite fit. Yeah.
But I know one thing that they were definitely paying attention to is the guitar heroes at the time, because I remember listening to interviews with Bruce, and he was given instructions to like kind of like not develop his own sound, but kind of like follow along with what's out there right now.
Yeah, it brings up an interesting theory thought that adds to if Ace stayed in the band.
Yeah.
You know, that was never Ace's style.
No.
But Ace was the kind of guitarist that played with so much feel. He could make any era work. That's not just being fanboy. I mean, he played with feel. Definitely had a really distinct way. His vibrato, like everything he did on a guitar was unique.
It was raw.
Was unique to Ace.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other guitarists
just
did similar, but not in the way that he flowed with it.
I just wonder if Ace stays in KISS, do Gene and Paul go to him and say, we have to start doing it like this? And does Ace do it like that? Next up, the hair metal years. Ah, what an interesting transition. Isn't it? Do we want to start with Mrs. Doubtfire playing bass?
I love Asylum.
I mean, look, musically, it's not all great, but it's definitely not all terrible.
No.
Visually.
Oh, the colors. Oh, the pinks and the yellows and the.
There it is.
I seen you looking. It's just my opinion. I think musically, Asylum's a pretty close to complete album. There's maybe one song that I don't like that much, but
right on.
Most of the album's
I liked it too.
Yeah, I like Asylum. I think
too.
I like Crazy Nights a little less.
Yeah, Crazy Nights was one of those things where over time, like you know how like I told you guys, Unmasked is really growing on me over time more. Crazy Nights is getting less for me.
Yeah,
I like the main songs, but a lot of the stuff on Crazy Nights I don't really care for that much.
Yeah, I think there's more filler on that. Yeah, and I think that era with music became more about the presentation and the video than it became about the music.
The spectacle. Yep.
And and because of that, I think it lost a lot. Music in general lost a lot. So like I said, you went with like Van Halen had like Eruption and then ended up going with the Hot for Teacher, which was, fun video, sure, but was it musically great? Not really.
I love Hot for Teacher.
Well, of course you do, because it was a video and it had hot women dancing on desks.
Musically, it was more
kids.
gimmicky. I know what
right.
Whoa,
You know,
kid.
when
Whoa, nothing
Aerosmith,
that.
like Love in an Elevator, dude looks like a lady. Like that's not musical genius by any stretch of the imagination.
You know what seems funny to me and I love to do this because you guys say things that pop into my head. Don't you guys find it funny that in the 70s, no band wanted to sound like another band? And in the 80s,
they
seemed like they were all striving to sound exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
And for the record, I like Crazy Nights, the song. I like the song a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I love a lot of their songs, but you can't tell me that Crazy Nights didn't come from the rest of the era.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say the rest of the era, but yeah, Living on a Prayer. Yeah, they were trying to sound like Bon Jovi. I mean, and they did a pretty good job.
And it's smart. Bon Jovi was the king back then.
It's a pretty good job of sounding like Bon Jovi. The problem is when you're a KISS fan and you put a KISS album on, you'd really like it to sound like KISS. Next up, Revenge, Eric Carr's death, and Eric Singer coming in because it kind of all happened at the same time.
Yeah.
Bad. That's all I got in my head. Is just when you say that, the first thing I'm thinking about is Eric having to wear a wig. Eric Carr having to wear a wig, and God gave rock and roll, and all the stories behind that, and just
that video shoot,
shoot with him in the bed, and sad.
Well, you know,
dark days.
First of all, I did not know for years that God Gave Rock and Roll to You as a remake. That I did. I had no idea. I remember hearing that song for the first time watching Bill and Ted, and
heck yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, that was supposed to be the song that made them the gods, right? And I did not know that KISS had done the song. And I'm watching the movie, rented the VHS, and hearing the voice and going, "Oh my God, that sounds like Paul Stanley," right? Had no idea. Waited for the credits to roll, and I was like, "Well, hot damn, that was Paul Stanley." You know, now it would have been on, you know, Facebook or some website or something would give you but I had no idea they had a new song coming out. That was the first I had heard of it. Of course, was very excited, and then come to find out, you know, all of the stuff behind that and about Eric, and just being so sad about that because I loved Eric Carr. God, I loved him.
When he was at our radio, at a radio station, I've said it before on this. I met him, and I mean, there was something special about him. Not just because he passed away and there's sentimental. Eric was special.
Yeah.
I'll say the nice positive thing. Good job by Paul and Gene letting Eric Carr be in the video.
And for owning their mishaps
and for owning their mistakes.
And Singer coming in changes the drum sound again to give him some credit. He's a very snappy. Is that a fair way to put it? He's a different kind of drummer.
Yeah, more classically trained, has different style altogether.
You know what?
And Deb brought this up before. He changed the look of the band.
Yeah, the blonde guy.
Yeah.
You know, but also if you look at decision making, it was a good decision. It was a good choice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Looking back now over it all, for sure.
We're going to end on my favorite subject, the Carnival of Souls and the grunge experiment. Okay, go.
Well, I'm probably going to be in the minority, but I love the album. And it was another one of those albums like The Elder. I hadn't listened to it. We did our album review on it. And what exactly did I say? Do you remember what I said to you? Because I like grunge. It took me a long time to warm up to grunge because I hated Nirvana. I hated what it did to my music, all that stuff. And I'm like, he says, KISS did a grunge album. I said, you're out of your freaking mind. What?
Right.
Don't mess around with me because I like Alice in Chains a lot. And I'm like, so you're telling me KISS is going to do
Stanley?
I'm like, KISS is going to do Alice in Chains? He goes, no. KISS did Alice in Chains. I'm like, so we did the review, and I'm like, wow, what a different take on Paul's voice. I like it.
Yeah.
And hey, I like the album. There's a lot of songs. What's that one song too? It's one of the last songs on the album, but I love it. Man, I can't think of the name of it. But I like the album a lot. It's totally different sound. And the biggest thing I can say is it shows how good musicians they are, because they always are able to adapt to whatever they need it to be.
Fair.
That's probably the best argument I've heard. ever.
They pulled it off. I mean, it was good.
I mean, they did. I'd like a remix or
yeah. I mean, if you're not a grunge fan, you're not going to be able to appreciate it maybe as much as somebody who's bonded with some of the grunge stuff. It took me a while to warm up to it. After Pearl Jam's 10, I was kind of hooked on a lot of grunge.
There's 4 or 5 songs on there that I like to really like. And
That's diplomatic.
I don't come across as being diplomatic and PC all the way.
No. You compared me to a porn star at the beginning of this.
Whoa.
It'll become full circle now.
She wanted my grandma to die, so don't listen to her.
Wow. Oh my God. Oh.
Get your grandma out of here.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my peeps. Bring it in. Let's.
Oh man.
Woo.
I mean, that was actually a perfect comment in reality.
Wow. See, this is why I don't like grunge. It just makes people go crazy.
It brings the worst out of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
The hard thing for that period. The hard thing for that period is how can you go from X and sex to how much you hate life?
Yeah.
It's ingenuine.
Well, and that's why Paul never liked it, because Paul's all about positivity.
Yeah. Right. I loved the look. I loved the way they looked. I loved all the. I always say each generation's music speaks to that generation, right? And that's the 80s was all about like fun and happy and go out and party and have sex and just have life is great, right?
Yeah.
And then Kurt Cobain came around and told us we should all be depressed, and we all started wearing fucking flannel, and we were depressed because he said so. Be depressed. We were all fucking depressed, and I hated that my band that all of a sudden was telling us to be depressed. So yeah, there's some good songs on there, and I give them credit for rolling with the punches. But at the end of the day, man, I don't want to be depressed.
What did you say about everybody? Some dickhead from Seattle was like, "Be sad," and y'all were like, "Okay."
Right? Like middle class white kids who had nothing to be depressed about. Mommy and daddy just bought them their first car, and they're wearing grunge and going, "Man, life sucks." No, it fucking doesn't.
Yeah, it sucks. Embrace that shit.
Embrace that shit.
I didn't time it, but I'm telling you, if she's anywhere near a minute, she's got her own short this week.
Oh, for sure. The Cobain rant, good shit.
That grunge rant is going out Monday if I can get it done.
Oh, man.
Tell him, Deb. Cobain was a...
I mean, listen, I don't pretend
Are
to know
you
what that man
okay?
was going through, but the reality is, I mean, he was like homeless when his first album went gold. His life was probably really shitty, and I don't deny that. But it spoke to a generation that had no idea what he was going through, and all of a sudden, everybody wanted to be depressed for the sake of being depressed.
Identify with your feelings and pour it all out.
Yeah. And for KISS, who would just sing, like was singing "Life is such a treat and it's time you taste it," to suddenly want to talk about being depressed and life is awful, it was like disingenuous.
Yeah, from that perspective, that didn't fit. But I mean, that song "Rain" is one of my favorite songs that Paul's ever sang. I love his voice on that.
His voice was phenomenal. This was great time for Paul's voice to like really hit its stride. The music itself, didn't love.
I thought the look was the most disingenuous thing. Especially for Paul.
Yeah, but he looked good.
Yeah, but he looked fake.
Yeah, but he always looks good to you.
I mean,
that's not 100% true. I mean, that purple and pink thing that
Paul
he
in his
Columbine
like, jacket, so hot.
Yeah, I mean that was a crazy time. Like I can remember it was a picture in like Cream or Hit Parader, and it was Paul with a beard, wearing a flannel shirt.
He did look.
Oh yeah,
that look. Yeah,
yeah.
And I was like, dude. Stop.
Kiss and
this
flannel.
This is just not you. Yeah.
Like put the makeup and the costume on before you do that.
Yeah. Yeah. That was more of a costume than the star ever was.
Right.
I like that.
All right, Hooligan. I'm pretty sure that we could do transitions and transformations probably for the next 5 episodes, but we're not going to. So with that all being said, Father Rocco.
This is going to be a sing-along. I'm going to start it.
Oh, no, I do not sing.
Trust me, you're going to want to.
I don't think I'm going to.
It was back in the summer of '83. There's a reason I remember it well. I was slipping and sliding, drinking and driving, bringing me closer to hell.
Oh my God!
And the devil
I'm not
sat,
singing.
And the DeLorean. What is that?
And the devil sat.
Hey, Deb, we're not either.
What?
He said,
We're
"Hey,
not
Frehley,
singing
Frehley,
let's not be silly. There's a life out there.
to steal."
Peace out, Hooligans. Thanks for watching.
See you guys.